turned sour in Madrid, with riot police charging out of their fortified positions around the Spanish parliament and plowing into a vast crowd of protesters. Flocking to the capital from all across Spain, tens of thousands of demonstrators have joined a rally to express their anger with the government.
I went around to have a look, obviously to investigate, and I saw the door smashed in, and a group of 20 lads just came out with loads of Sony stuff like Wii consoles.
I dream of a day where I can walk the land of the free, where I can walk where the others would be, where people are happy and running about, and there's no crying and sadness allowed. That, unfortunately, isn't the present we inhabit. We live in a present void of joy, only fake promises. A present where only the sad ones live. But rest assured, that day will come, where we will start an uprising, break free, and we'll have won.
Greetings to all in the blessed United States. Another wonderful day on the battlefront. General Wilson reports that the Koreans have finally given up their front, allowing us to move in on the Asian War. Meanwhile, a sad day as another defeat arrives at the hands of the British. President Anderson spoke yesterday evening on another tragedy at the hands of the war. In happier news, Secretary of Agriculture William T. Lindbergh reports that bread portions are to increase by 15% throughout the next year. The Department of Improvement also announces that the offer to fully furnish your chamber remains open through the end of the month. In return, you only have to...
I wasn't aware Jess was bringing a friend today.
She wasn't supposed to.
What is she doing? She knows she's not allowed to bring people up here without our consent.
This is just crazy. School like this, they could have us all in prison. What the hell were you thinking?
What is the matter with you?
Me? You're the one who brought some kid above ground.
She's not just some kid. She's my little sister.
There's the key word. Little. It's bad enough that the four of us are up here. Getting more people involved will just end up bad for us all.
Eric, would you shut up? Eric has a point. You weren't supposed to bring someone up here without our consent.
Jack, you don't have to worry about Ellie. I've trained her to behave up here. She'll be fine.
I understand that she'll behave, but we can't just take chances. You never know what could happen here, above ground.
Trust me, Jack. I've trained her. She knows the risk. Look, if she doesn't behave today, I'll be happy to send her right back below ground.
Fine, but one mistake and it's back below ground with her. Understand?
Yes.
It looks like it always did in the books. Except so much grander.
Jack, are you insane? Letting the kid up here?
We were all like her at one point. I mean, she just needs to be a little bit more informed. Ellie, come over here.
Did I do something wrong?
Came above ground.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. We need to explain a few things to you.
What?
Does she know about it yet?
I figured you could tell her that.
Tell me what?
I guess it's time to tell you a little story then. A long time ago, everyone was above ground, and for the most part, the world was at peace. That was 278 years ago. The world was at peace and America was flourishing. Then an awful event arrived. The wars. An all-out nuclear warfare that could rip apart countries more than it ever could before. North Korea declares war on China, we declare war on them, Russia declares war on us, Britain declares war on them. The US took extra precautions. They sent almost all of their citizens underground except for a select few. And the select few that were chosen to stay above ground were expected to serve in the war effort. Some to keep advancing new technologies, others to keep the streets upkept, to make it look like they were still being used, fool the enemy. That was 272 years ago. Since then, a distrust for the government has been growing, and the adults, your mother and father, my parents, everyone's parents, decided to start an uprising to protest. Nearly everyone lost their parents in the raid, and as a result, tougher restrictions were placed on us, the remaining population.
In a way, you can say that's how the four of us met. We knew something was wrong when the government told our young minds that our parents were traitors. In our gut, we knew they were the wrongdoers, not our parents.
So we searched for answers in the only way we knew, which was to leave our chambers. It was unlike anything we had ever experienced before. Live interaction with humans outside of our chambers. The four of us quickly bonded over our distrust for the government, and it's been that way ever since. For 4 years, every day, rain or shine, even through snow, hoping that one day things will change.
And it's 4:45, which means you guys have 45 minutes to get back to your chambers for communication hour, and that seems about right. Ellie, you seemed fine today. You're welcome back tomorrow if you want.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow, everybody.
Listen, Jack, I know we only get so much time here, but...
Olivia, we really can't talk about this right now.
But you said we would talk about it today.
We've been talking about it for a long time, for months now. Escaping our chambers and finding whatever else is up here.
It's not just that. It's trying to find some way we can fix all this.
But what if we're wrong, Olivia? What if the wars is still going on?
You, of all people, should know the wars is over. The government is fooling us.
Don't say that so loud. A bug might catch you.
To hell with that. Eric and I checked the place before you came. The government is deceiving us, Jack, and you know it. There has to be something out there, something we can use to our advantage.
We'll talk about it more tomorrow.
Jack, can I tell you something?
What?
Never mind. We can talk about it tomorrow.
Is anyone there? If it is a citizen that hides behind the tree, you're breaking the law by being up here. President Anderson has a very strict law for people who have left their chambers. If you do not step out now, I'll call for backup. There is a government outpost within 3 miles of here. Backup will arrive in a matter of minutes. This is your last chance to surrender.
Just don't call for backup.
Step from behind the tree. Are you armed?
Would you believe me if I said no?
Keep your hands in the air. A search needs to be conducted.
With all the sad faces.
And President Anderson assures everyone that the communication hour will be able to continue despite maintenance today. In other news, the government has arrested 8 traitors of our beloved nation who were caught escaping their chambers. The escapees were transported to New York City, where they stood before the Court of Disobedience, headed by Supreme Judge Tyler Windleton. Windleton announced their guilty verdict within minutes of the trial beginning. In the hour that followed, all 8 escapees were taken to the execution chamber, where they were brutally tortured for several hours until they eventually bled to death. President Anderson made a statement following the executions that the chambers were made to protect citizens in the duration of the wars. A citizen leaving their chamber is a hazard to themselves, the war effort, and therefore their fellow citizens. Leaving the chambers has a zero-tolerance policy. You're caught once above ground and you will be punished. On the brighter side, in entertainment.
Wasn't exactly the news you wanted to hear, huh?
What do you think, Eric?
Well, we shouldn't let this faze us. I mean, several hundreds have tried escaping their chambers, and they were just the unlucky ones.
And what if we are the unlucky ones, huh? You ever think of that, Olivia? I've got brothers that I gotta go home and take care of. Just because your parents were wimps and didn't join up with ours.
Guys, listen. If we're going to escape, we just simply have to plan it well.
Then it won't be anytime soon.
Eric, we need to act now. The more we just sit around here planning, that's another day wasted.
Don't you dare tell me what to do. I've got to go home every day and pretend to my brothers that I'm a government soldier to protect their young mindset. If they were to even get a glimpse that I'm a part of rebellion, I'd be putting my entire family at stake. What would I be saying to them if I were to just leave?
I could help them adapt to life up here. Bring them along. I brought my little sister up here.
No, I cannot. I will not do this. Jess, you of all people should see my point.
I do see your point, Eric. But understand my point when I say that nothing will change if we don't take the risk to make a change.
I would need an absolute assurance that we would have safety leaving our chambers. And I would need an alibi. We would need months of planning.
What about days?
How did you get your hands on all this stuff?
I found it abandoned in the forest.
Everything's here. Here's a schedule of the routes the soldiers take to outposts and night patrols, everything.
You even got your hands on another gun. For the longest time, only you had one, Jack.
But those schedules are the most important part. Now they're only printed weekly, and there's already 2 days used up.
So that leaves 5 days for us to move.
Yes, so today we'll plan, and tomorrow. And then after that, we'll have to leave.
I will not do this. I can't do this, Jack.
Time is 4:26. Night patrols come earlier today, so we better all get going. Eric and I will have to stay here for good.
But, Jack, when they come...
Eric and I just need to chat for a little bit.
Oh, but what about that thing I had to say?
Don't worry about it, Olivia. Just start planning. Here, take this. I'll see you guys later.
I saw your face, Jack, when you told us that you got this stuff.
What about it?
How did you really get this stuff? Because what you told everyone else was nothing short of bullshit.
I was telling the truth about where I got the
Jack,
stuff. What?
don't lie to me. You have everyone else fooled, but not me.
I killed a man today, Eric. That stuff, all of it, belonged to a man, a soldier.
You've got to be kidding me. Do you have any idea how they rig those things up? They have bugs all over the body that do the craziest things when they die. They essentially...
Eric! Look at me. We only have one shot at this. We can't keep pretending to ourselves that we're gonna do something and then just die. We have to take the first step.
But my brothers, Jack. I don't want to leave them. They're so young. They'll be scared if it's just them. Even if I do escape, what if the government goes after them? What if they hurt them? Or...
Don't think like that. Our lives are a big chase. We spend our lives chasing after our goals and our dreams, but no one ever said it would be easy. We have to stop telling ourselves that we're happy like this. We have to tell ourselves that life can be better. We have to chase that dream of a better tomorrow.
And what if we run into something out there?
Then we fight. And your alibi? You were called to serve in the war effort.
Using the map that was included. If we leave Wendell dawn breaks, we'll be able to make it to this outpost by the time night falls.
Bring enough food and water for a 3 days hike. Won't be easy.
So, where exactly are we headed?
We're headed to this area on the map. That's a marked area that was supposedly just a rumor.
The war shelter was supposedly an area where people could go if their chambers were somehow deemed uninhabitable. It would serve as a temporary home until they could return.
We'll go there disguising ourselves as citizens who had to leave their chambers because for some reason it was uninhabitable.
And how do you know they won't just trace us back to our chambers and find out we've been lying?
That's what we'll do in the morning. The chamber sensors are meant to do much more than just keep track of the citizens inside. They do everything from regulate the temperature, to the oxygen, to the carbon monoxide levels.
Those things are the easiest things in the world to tamper with.
So it's just as easy as tampering with the sensors to indicate a sudden rise in carbon monoxide, permitting us to leave from our chambers.
Won't they be suspicious though? I mean, when they find out that your brothers didn't arrive with you when they're still at their chambers?
I'm going to tell them we lost them on the way there, and for some reason they returned to the chambers. It's an excuse and it keeps them out of harm's way.
Though we should really run into the minimum amount of harm this way. With a map in our hands, we have the biggest chance of success of making it to the war shelter.
But what will making it to the war shelter do?
Where's Olivia? Did anybody see her today?
I saw her last night during the communication hour. She seemed fine.
She probably just got sick or something.
No, that's not plausible. Whether any of us were sick, you knew we'd make an effort to come up here. If Olivia's not here, it wasn't because she's sick. Olivia was captured.
Don't say that, Eric.
What, Jack? Why should I lie?
Because it doesn't make us feel any better.
Jeez, think about it. For 4 years, all of us have met up here, whether we were injured, sick, or just damn lazy. Now let me put it this way.
Eric!
Listen to me. On the eve of our escape, she just chooses not to show up? No, this was not something she chose to do. Rather, it was something she was forced to do. The question remains, how did she get caught?
Eric, none of that matters now. We're leaving tomorrow whether she's here or not.
Jack, Olivia's our friend. We can't just pretend nothing's happened, move on, and...
Oh, shit. How long has that been there?
No, we can't end this way.
All right, everyone, pack up your things. We have to get going now. Don't come back to the barn for a week. We need to lay low for a long time. Eric, turn off the lights. Ellie, you need to get the hell out of here. Just get her now.
You compromised us.
What?
When you killed that soldier, you gave us away. When you gave us away, you put Olivia in the line of fire. Because of that, everyone's life is on the line.
Eric, now is not the time.
What? Now's not the time to point the finger at the man who's truly responsible?
Open your mouth again, Eric, and I will hit you.
So if I...
Oh no, I'm late. I'm late. I'll just log on, say there was a glitch, and everything should be good. Okay.
Alright, hey guys, I'm sorry You couldn't run forever, Jack. I will inform you of my identity. I'm Commander George Harper, second in command of the nation's protection agency. Do not run. Any attempt to escape at this point will be futile. We've been following you for quite some time now, Jack. Your charade in the forest only confirmed our suspicion that humans have indeed been inhabiting areas above ground. Olivia was simply the voice we were able to pick up from the microphone we had placed in your
Jack. I tried not to.
Speak again! And I will be forced to eliminate you.
Don't you dare talk to her like that, you son of a...
Apologies, Jack, but I prefer to be addressed as sir. Address me otherwise, again, and Olivia dies.
Sir, what I meant was, if you could not touch my friend and talk to her like that, I would much appreciate it.
She is a criminal, Jack, and so are you. And as criminals, you shall be prosecuted under the Enforcer.
When there's something you believe in, Jack, you have to fight for it, no matter what the cost. When it's a cause that you would give your life for, that's when you know it's worth the fight. We'll be back in a few days' time, son. When we win, you'll receive a call on this phone. Keep it close by for when the call arrives. I love you.
At last, you awaken, Jack.
Where am I? You are at one of the several prisons stationed around the area. The Enforcer has requested for you to be beaten senseless for the crimes you have committed. A slight slap on the wrist for the usual death penalty that is handed out for these crimes.
Who's the Enforcer?
Are you suggesting you do not know of the Enforcer? The Enforcer is the most strict man operating under the government. He is responsible for the carrying out of all laws and for keeping the citizens of the United States safe at all costs.
If he's so strict, why did he spare us?
Perhaps he was feeling generous, which never happens, might I add. But no matter which way you put it, executing children as war criminals never goes well with the citizens.
He still had us beaten unconscious.
For him, that's being gentle. Do you doubt us, Jack? What we tell you? To not go above ground?
The only dangers above ground is your soldiers catching us.
We are trying to protect you, Jack, from what is above ground. We are a country at war.
No, we are not!
And what makes you so sure?
My parents went to fight in an uprising that said otherwise. You killed them all. And then you spoke of them as if they were traitors. And my parents are not traitors! Sir, they love this country more than anything. They love the people of this country more than anything. And I will not sit here and let you pretend that they just turn their backs. on this country. Our country.
Jack, I am sure that your parents were very loyal, strong, hard-working people to raise such a son of an ambition like you. But you have not seen the war, only its effects. Fortunately, we haven't had a home front attack in years. The wars are still going on.
If we haven't had a home front attack in years, why do I still hear sirens?
Those are simply part of a test to ensure that the sirens are still operational.
And what about the booming noises? Are those part of your tests too? Huh? Bring in the girl.
Over the past 3 days, this particular fighter has put up quite a resistance. Right now, I think that you need a little reassurance that we are on your side.
What would killing her do to make me believe that you're on my side?
It won't. Rather, it will convince you to shut your mouth and to never speak of what has conversed here again.
Wait! Wait!
What?
Don't kill her. Please.
Why shouldn't I? Tell you what, Jack. I'll make you a wager. She deserves to die. But we'll fight. You win, you and your friends get to go free. But if I win, she dies, and you and your other friends go under 1 month of intense mental rehabilitation.
I can barely stand on my own.
Of course I can go out to the enforcer and insist on execution for you all.
Fine.
You can win, Jack. I believe in you.
You will be silent. You are a brave young man, Jack. But unfortunately, bravery is also the same as stupidity. We are stronger. We have been genetically engineered for war. Our brains are smarter. Our bodies are stronger. And our wits are quicker. You cannot win.
I can defeat you.
You could.
But you won't.
Death is inevitable. Do not fear it.
I don't fear death. I fear my country and what it has become.
No! We have a wounded soldier and a dying citizen in room 4. Her name is Olivia.
I hope you learned your lesson.
Citizen. It's okay, Olivia. Everything's gonna be okay. Just look at me.
Jack, you need to promise me something.
Anything.
Okay.
can walk where the others would be. Where people are happy and running around about. But that isn't the present we live in. We live in a present void of joy and fake promises. Where the sad people live. But rest assured, that day will come.
We'll start an uprising, break free, and we'll have won. Jack, you remember that thing you were trying to say the past couple days?
Yes. What?
Jack, I think that I love.
Hello, Jack, my friend and brother in the war effort.
Greetings to all. I hope you're all doing well. But how could we not be doing well when President Anderson's ruling over us?
Very true, Jess. It has been a while since we last spoken. Isn't that true, Jack? Jack.
Oh, yeah, Eric, I agree. What has everyone been up to since the last time we were online?
Jess and I have been making banners to help support the war effort. I believe the Enforcer would like to know that we have taken the liberty to prepare 24 banners, all ready for placement around the blessed United States of America. How about you, Jack?
I've been catching up on some well-needed rest. You never know when the war effort's gonna need you, and when they do, I want to be ready. What have you been up to, Eric?
I've been reading a story.
What is this book about?
About a man who's been far away from his house for a while. He's been busy in this awful, faraway place. In this place, he suffered an irreversible pain. His friends also went there a while, and he was worried about them. But now at the great part where he learns that his friends are okay.
So, what's the next step for this guy?
He wants to go back home. Return to the place that he knows best is safe. According to the book, he said he would head out in the morning, and he hopes to see his friends there.
Well, be sure to tell me how that goes tomorrow.
You don't know how much of that story I had to bullshit last night.
Hey, at least it got the job done. Alright, we'll meet here.
Jack, I need you to tell me. Is Olivia really...
She was killed by Harper, second in command to the Enforcer.
Who's the Enforcer? What did Olivia do that got her killed?
Why did...
Guys! The Enforcer is the deadliest man you'll ever run into.
If he's so deadly, why have we never heard of him?
He must have come to power within the last few months. Listen, I want to answer all of your questions, but every second we spend above ground is risking death.
Jack, what are we supposed to do?
Olivia made me promise her something. She made me promise that I would recite these words to you guys, to give us hope. Hope that things would change for the better.
Stop. If we're going to fight the government, we need to save those words for when we really need them.
Jess has a point. There will come a time when we need those words to keep going.
Alright. We'll save them for later. Right now, we need a plan.
My brothers, tonight I leave you to go serve in an effort. I didn't say goodbye in person because it would have been too hard.
Some saw the smoke
but forgive me for not saying so to you guys.
Some heard the gun.
I'll leave because this effort deserves my undivided and full attention.
Sometimes the wire.
I leave because through this effort, I can better the lives of others, and most importantly, you all.
Caught in the fire. Say, oh,
This may not make sense to you right now,
we're about to explode.
but someday it will.
Carry your I'll carry you.
I love you guys, now and forever.
Carry your
I hope to see you all again someday, when we will come to understand the true meaning of freedom.
Some far away, some search for gold.